What's up, guys? That's Slingtron here, and today I'm going to go over my banlist talk. This was a great format. I kind of hate to see it go to an end. It was really good at the beginning of the format until Mermails came out, and, the meta kind of got defined then, windups, rabbit, and Mermails. But, I enjoyed this format. I thought it was pretty good. But, yeah, let's just get right into it. For Tier 1 decks, let's start off with windups. I hate windups. It's not even fun to play against, you know what I mean? When somebody opens up Magician Shark, it's not fun, you know what I mean? Like a Shock Lock, cost spells, what can you do? I mean, if you set a monster, they'll call effects or an OTK you know what I mean? It sucks. Like the other day I was playing at locals and somebody went, I was playing Dragons, and he went D-Fissure, Magician Shark, and the next turn, I mean, what can you do against that? You know what I mean? So, it's not even fun to play against. Nobody likes playing against windups. I know some people like playing it, and I do think it takes some skill to play if you don't have the Magician Shark, but God, that just sucks, man, just not being able to even play. So I think that Shark should go to 2, and Factory to 1, and if you really want to overkill it, put Rabbit to 2. Rabbit's one of the best floaters in the game. That's a great card. I know some people play it in anti-meta, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like that idea. But Shark is just way too overpowered, maybe even put his ass to 1, in Factory, that card's stupid. Activate effect, even if you Veiler, they still attempted to activate, you still get your search, there's not much you can do against Factory. So, I think Factory should go to 1, I think Shark should go to 1 or 2, and yeah, Rabbit to 2 would be really overkill, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to put Shark to 1 and Factory maybe to 2. But, I'd like to see them, Shark and Factory, both go to 1. But the next deck is Mermails. I think they could take Dragoons to 2. Like, I don't think they're going to do much because it's so new. People, they still want to make their money on it, and people still like the deck. But if you put Dragoons to 2, they couldn't do the Marksman OTK, or they could, but, they would also limit them because, if they get Dragoons out of their deck, they can't search with them. So, 2 Dragoons, and, he's awesome with Undone, +1. But I don't think they're going to mess with Undone, because that's really the only deck he's good in. Like, I could see Dragoons being put in something that could make him really great. You know what I mean? Like a Sea Serpent deck. So, I think that's really good. And they could take Diva to 2. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're just going to hit Dragoons. But, Diva, stop OTKs, all that stuff. All the stuff that's not fun to play against. And finally, for the last Tier 1 deck is Rabbit. I think they're finally going to put the nail in Rabbit, but they might not, you know what I mean? Because all that stuff's coming out, and they want you to buy the Evil Swarm stuff. They want you to buy the Fire Fist stuff. So they might leave Rabbit at 2 and put Guaiba and Logia to 1. Like, nobody's playing the deck until Jojo Orlando brought that Guaiba in there, and everybody started liking it because they're like, oh, Guaiba's really good, Guaiba's really good. Yeah, so if they took him to 1, people would try, like, taking in Velos and stuff, and that might work. I mean, you could play a more controlled variant with Thunder Kings, but overall, I think putting Guaiba to 1 would hurt the deck a lot, and I don't think it'd be Tier 1 anymore. I think it'd be like between Tier 2 and Tier 1, like 1.5 maybe. But and Rabbit, if they hit Rabbit, I think he'll just go to 1. I don't think they'll completely cut him out, because they do want to push the Evil Swarm stuff, and I don't know how playable it is without Rabbit. I've never even seen a build without Rabbit, because they have the Heliotrope guy and all that, but yeah, and Logia to 1, that's the deck's great power play, you know what I mean? Like, if you only had 1 Logia, that'd be their first turn, you know what I mean? If you get over it, you get over it, you'd have to deal with Dolka instead, or one of the other rank 4s, which he's nowhere near as bad as Logia. He's good right now because Mermails are big, but overall, like, in a general sense, Logia is better. So yeah, I think that's all they're going to do with the Tier 1 stuff. Dragons, I think Red MD should go back to 2. You got rid of Future Fusion. I think putting him to 1 was a little overkill. I think putting Chaos Sorcerer to 1 was a little overkill. But I love that deck. So here's what I'm thinking they should do to make it good. Playable again. Or not playable, but, really good. Leave Future Fusion alone. That shit's... No. Anything that is first turn all they win is stupid. So, put Future Fusion, leave that off. Put Red MD back to 2. Bring Chaos Sorcerer back to 3, but ban BLS. No one likes BLS. No one likes getting that dropped on them for victory. 3,000 attack, can attack twice. Can OTK with Armory Arm. he can get over any monster if they don't have Valor with his banish effect, because he can even do face downs. Um, you know, if they put Darkness Metal to 2, I was thinking maybe they could put Dark Flare to 2, because Dark Flare is, in my opinion, a great card. First of all, he's level 5. And next to rank 3, Tyrus and Adrius right now are really, really good. Those cards can get over anything too. But, you know, 2 level 5 is hard to get out. So if they put Dark Flare to 2, you know, you'd still only have 4 targets for Light Pulsar. It wouldn't be busted. And Dark Flare's ability to manipulate the grave is really awesome. I love his effect. You know, send Wyvern from your deck, get Dark Armed, all that stuff. You know, you could bump this back up to 2 Eclipse Wyvern if they did it like this. I think it would make the deck more playable, but just get rid of BLS, put 3 Chaos Sorcerer. I could see him hitting Charge of Light Brigade, honestly, because if you open up Charge and Solar Recharge, it's hard to lose like that. Because, you know, you get so much hand advantage, you get like 5 or 6 cards in the grave. That's nasty in that deck. Agents, I don't think they're going to do much to Agents. If anything, I think they'll help it out, because people love that deck, you know what I mean? They got rid of TG Striker, Trishula's not around, so I don't think they're going to mess with that too awful much. The only thing I could see really happening is Christia to 1, but some people only play 1 anyway, so I don't think that'd be like a big setback. I think they just do it just on principle. They want to hit something. And, you know, maybe put Earth back to 3, you know, would that be so bad? I like that deck. I think most people do. It's really powerful, but, you know, 3 Earth, why not? Alright, for the next deck I got Inzectors. I think they should leave Dragonfly and Hornet at 1. I think they should leave Centipede at 3, because, yeah, that deck won 1 event. And, I mean, it topped a few, but, you know, it only won 1. And, I think that's because people weren't really expecting it either. You know what I mean? You have to be really, really skillful to play the deck now, unless you just get, like, lucky with the mills. But other than that, you gotta have some good skill to play it. But I do think they should take Call the Haunted down to 2. Call the Haunted is a ridiculous card, especially you MST it, they chain it, Card Trooper, Sangin, you know, +1, and in that deck it's like 4 Monster Reborns. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of sucky. So, also I think Threatening Roar should go down to 2. That card is awful too. You know, you got game on board, you're going for it, you're gonna push Threatening Roar. Yeah, pop all my stuff next turn. That's pretty awful, but I mean, then again, that card's not too overpowered. Like, I could see people taking that into, like, Dragons and Agents. I mean, that'd be pretty good, because, you know, those decks can OTK also. But, you know, that's a really good card. They'll probably leave it alone, but I'm just saying, like, it could go to 2. I do want to see Call of Haunted at 2, because all those pluses is ridiculous. Some other decks, you know, just some wild card stuff. I don't think they're going to mess with these decks, but if they do, this is what should be hit. I put Gearsia. You know, if they're going to mess with it, if you want to hurt the deck, put 2 Geargy Armor and put Geargy Armor to 2 and Gear Frame to 2. Like, I think that'd be enough. But I don't think they're gonna mess with those decks. They didn't. When they first came out, they did really well, but since then they haven't done that great. So I think if they're gonna mess with it, that's what they should mess with. Prophecy, I would like to see Secrets go to 2. I know that deck hasn't seen a lot of play yet, but God, that deck is gonna be so annoying when all that stuff comes out for it. All the searching it does, that's a really good deck. I don't know. I honestly don't know why it hasn't been doing better than it has, but, you know, Priestess is a good card. You know, I don't think her effect's too unbalanced, but Secrets, you know, just you can get anything you want. That's what makes the deck unbalanced. You know, you can search a power, you can search something. When you use power, you can search something again, get another Secrets, banish your Secrets, get Eternity. You know what I mean? It's just so much searching. It's a fun deck to play against. So, you know, I don't mind that deck, but, you know, if they're gonna hit it, take Secrets down to 2. For Black Wings, you know, I've only been playing for like a year, so, you know, I don't know how good they were, and I don't know how crazy that shit was, but I've heard that it's pretty crazy, but I'd like to see them played, you know, so I wouldn't mind seeing Gale go to 2, and the fact that Wind Up Factory was at 3 this whole time, and Black Whirlwind was at 1, I think it's kind of dumb. Mega Capital G does a good thing about that, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. The Black Whirlwind, I agree with him. If Wind Up Factory's at 3, Whirlwind should be at 3. So, and Plants, once again, I wasn't around for all this, so I don't know how good the deck was. I heard it was tier 0. I've talked to some people about it, but, you know, I'm not saying bring back Lone Fire Trishula. I'm just saying I am saying bring back Lone Fire. I meant Glow Up Bulb. So, you know, leave Glow Up Bulb ban, leave Trishula ban. You know, and leave Tengu at 2. And just put Lone Fire at 2. I think that would make the deck playable. Because, I mean, that didn't even get anything. You know what I mean? So I think you should put Lone Fire back to 2. I think that's a good idea. But leave all the other like broken crap alone. Um, I think that Heavy Storm should be banned. For one reason, a lot of decks don't even play back row, and you might be thinking, well, that kind of contradicts it. Yeah, but the decks that do, God, it is just awful when you get Heavy Storm. You know what I mean? If you're playing Rabbit, you get Heavy Storm, you don't have anything to protect it. It sucks, man. Even if it's only 2 cards, God, that's awful. You know, anything that plays a lot of back row just cannot deal with Heavy Storm. So I'm saying Giant Trinade to 1 and Heavy Storm ban. I know that there'd be a lot of broken plays with Giant Trinade, and you guys might be thinking, well, Abyss Sphere, Giant Trinade. Well, you can't activate spells with Abyss Sphere, so that wouldn't be too awful bad. I think people would have to play. You couldn't just drop Heavy Storm. You know what I mean? I know you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like Starlight Road, but at the same time, if you couldn't push for game, if you weren't skilled enough to get through the game, they could just set their back row and control you from there. And that was your big push. You know what I mean? So I think Giant Trinade should be at 1, and that and Heavy Storm ban. I wouldn't mind seeing Heradic Silver Convocation go back to 3. I mean, that deck didn't see anything. I know it had that one push at the first YCS, and it topped. So that was pretty cool, but it sucks, man, because that deck had so much hype when it first came out. People were excited about the deck, and then it just didn't do that well. I hate that. I hate when that happens. They make all this hype about one deck, and then nothing happens. So I wouldn't mind seeing that go back to 3. I wouldn't mind seeing Rekindling go to 2, because when Levels get Sweltering Heat, oh god, dude, that's going to be awful. You're going to have to be dealing with Quasar every game, you know what I mean? That deck has so much potential when that card comes out. They might even be able to play 2 Shooting Quasar Dragons, get them both out on you if they have the right combo. So, you know what I mean? I think Rekindling should go down to 2, just in case, man, because that deck's going to be nasty. I wouldn't mind seeing Duality go back to 3. A lot of decks weren't playing it. A lot of the top decks, Rabbit, Mermail, lineups didn't play Duality. So I wouldn't mind seeing that go back to 3. I always like Pot of Duality, because, that takes skill to play around, too, because you can't special summon. It does help you get all your right pieces and everything. So I think that's a good card to be back at 3. 2 cards that I would love to see get hit are One Day of Peace, because that card is stupid. You know what I mean? If somebody drops One Day of Peace, you know what you're playing against. Final Countdown or Exodia. That's awful. You know what I mean? No one likes someone dropping One Day of Peace on them. I wish it would just go down to 1, make all that Final Countdown Exodia crap done. And I wouldn't mind seeing Watt Cobra go to 2. That wouldn't kill the deck. No one likes playing against stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just burn me. So I wouldn't mind seeing Watt Cobra go down to 2, and that wouldn't kill the deck. It would hurt it a lot, though. But, if either hit Watt Cobra or Thunder Seahorse. Thunder Seahorse itself is a ridiculous card. It's +1, and with the Cobras and stuff, that's really good. But I think the more logical choice would be hit a Watt Cobra, in case people want to, Thunder Seahorse is still new, so I wouldn't mind seeing him stick around. Miracle Fusion, I think, should go to 2, because that's one of the heroes have no plays that are just like, God, man, like late game, they top deck a Miracle Fusion, except for that. You know what I mean? That sucks, man. But Miracle Fusion to 2, I think would be fine. It doesn't matter if it stays at 3, but I'm saying if they're hitting heroes, that should be what's hit. They still have 3 Super Polys, 3 Gemini Spark, leaving Stratos alone, all that stuff. And a card that I thought that should go back to 2, or should stay at 2, I changed my mind about this weekend at Locals. This awful player was playing Gravekeepers. Royal Tributed his way to top 8, and I was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, the guy was playing Dark Arm Dragon and Gravekeepers, and I was like, yep, no way, man. Like, that shit should go down to 1. Like, that card is ridiculously broken. He would open and just play Royal Tribute, and I was like, God, he doesn't even know what I'm playing. Like, first turn, like, what if I was playing Dark Worlds? You know what I mean? I guess YOLO, but still, I was playing Dragon, so of course, there's no way he can come back from that. He Royal Tribute in both first games, so maybe I'm just a little sour, but it's so dumb, man. Like, who plays Dark Armed in Gravekeepers? And I saw him playing somebody else. He dropped, like, Caius, I think, and I was like, yep. Anyway, I wouldn't mind seeing Royal Tribute go down to 1 because that's stupid. But yeah, that's my ban list discussion, guys. So just like, comment, subscribe. If you hadn't checked it out, go check out Keepers of Armageddon. I have how to spell their channel down there. They're my friends. They're really cool. Have a good channel. I'm actually on there. That's my team. So if you guys have the chance, go check it out. I Slink Trying out.